Lap main event, and here's how they'll line up. The band will bring them down to the green flag, all-state traffic control, and Coleman Performance Engine bring us Milford, Connecticut's Frank Muchacharo in the number 98 machine. Working next to him in the number 91, it's Ledyard, Connecticut's Jeffrey Paul. Inside row number 2, driving the 71, Diamond Mortgage Group Photo Connection of Colchester for Salem, Connecticut's Jeffrey Pearl. Next to him, let's check out the number 8 machine. That is John Brower from Groton, Connecticut, in the Allied Snow Removal Knowing Shipyard Finish Line Sign sponsored entry. Fifth on our field is the number 5. That is Chris Pastriak from Lisbon, Connecticut. John Simlick Caldwell Banker sponsored the number 5. Sixth starting position will go to the number 47. It is Tommy Fox from Plainfield, Connecticut. Seventh on our field is the 51 of Janovic Jr. from Waterford, Connecticut. Big A Auto Parts of North Branford, Flanders Donut sponsored the 51. Next to him, let's check out the number 3. It is points leader Dennis Gada from Salem, Connecticut, in the Bennett Excavating Head and Insurance Wyatt Company sponsored number 3. Ninth on our field will go to the number 81. That is Diego Monahan from Quaker Hill, Connecticut. 10th on our field is the number 22 for Danbury, Connecticut's Brandon Hansen. 11th starting position will go to the number 12, and that is the Flag to Flag Danbury Power Sports sponsored entry for Pauling, New York's Cliff Fitzgerald. Working next to him will be the number 66, that is Wendell Daly from Gales Ferry in the Luther Fence MJ Sawchuck sponsored entry. 13th position will go to the number 29, Patterson, New York's Terry O'Brien in the Lakeside Builders Electric Snake Old Newtown Builders sponsored number 29. 14th on our field is the 04 for Bridgewater, Massachusetts, Dave Rosenfield. And scratch on our field.
Outside, Jeff Paul trying to get the advantage against Frank Muchacharo, but it's Muchacharo who wind sprints his way to the front. Pearl slowing down, and he is off the track. A problem for Jeff Pearl in car number 71.
And Muchacharo leads the way into turn number 1. He is chased down by the 31 of Jeffrey Paul, and in third, the number 8 machine of John Brower.
Fox, car number 47, lurking right behind Brower. Gada, little bit of room underneath. Here comes Dennis as he pesters the back bumper of the 47 car.
It is Gada now, sitting in that 5th position, is now the 47. Looks to get the 3rd spot away from Brower as they come off turn number 4.
Brandon Hansen running a strong 6. Right behind him is Daly. And then the John Simlick, number 5 of Chris Pastriak, is in the number 8 position. Little bit of a safety valve between Muchacharo and Jeff Paul.
And Paul looks to close that safety valve up as they go into turn number 1. On his back bumper is the 8 of Brower. Also, the 47 of Fox now checks in as he looks to go around the outside of the number 8 in turn number 3.
And it looks like Fox has the energy. You remember it was Gada who went outside during qualifying to make a move. Now Fox is trying to make it stick. Durrani in trouble as he loiters on the bottom of the track. And maybe that is the edge that Fox needed as he has just lightning bolted his way into the number 3 spot.
And on his back bumper and powering around the 8 of Brower is the number 3 of Dennis Gada. So Fox runs 3rd, Gada in 4th as they set out after our leaders, Muchacharo and Paul.
The best double file battle is deeper in the pack between Rob Janovic, last week's winner, and Chris Pastriak in car number 5. And Pastriak doing a pretty formidable job on the outside. Now he gets off the pace, and Janovic has sole possession of that spot.
As it is still Frank Muchacharo leading the way. In 2nd is Paul, but a battle on for the 3rd position as Gada now looks to make the outside move stick for him as he looks to go around the 47 of Fox.
Remember, Gada made that move against Fox in tonight's qualifying action, trying to do the same thing. It looks like he has the pizzazz, and not only does he have the pizzazz, he has the spot.
As he roars in the 3rd spot, looks to close the gap set by our leaders, Frank Muchacharo and Jeffrey Paul, as they close up on lap traffic as they go down the backstretch.
That could be interesting as O'Brien, Fitzgerald, and Rosenfeld are the lap cars that Muchacharo will have to navigate around. He gets by 2 of them, so the lap cars cooperate, and Frank Muchacharo is able to increase his lead. What a story this is. Jeff Paul, a rookie, hanging into 2nd place, This is the best run of the season for car number 91.
But that rookie will be hard tested by the veteran Dennis Gada as Gada closes in on the back bumper as they go into turn number 3. They'll come off 4. It is still Jeffrey Paul leading the way.
Gada might have some room on the bottom. Now he thinks better of it. Fox is a fast fourth. Then it is Brower. Trouble for Rosenfield as he goes onto the access road. So Dave Rosenfield is out of the race. Frank Mucciacero in first place.
The top 5 jitterbug their way around the speedway in single file. Mucciacero leads that herd down the backstretch. Here comes Gada to the inside of Paul, but Paul closes that hole.
Deeper in the field. Good run tonight by Brandon Hansen in car number 22. He could have his best finish of the year. Daly in trouble. Daly goes to the wall. Now Hansen spins around. So the 22 and the 66 get together, and our first yellow comes out. The green, and we go back to Dave.
And Mucciacero looks to hold the lead as he had from the drop of the green, and he powers his way into turn number 1. But now on his back bumper is the 3 of Dennis Gada.
So Gada made the move to slip underneath Paul. Here comes Tommy Fox. Gada running 1 in the point standings. Fox running 2. Trouble for Diego Monahan as he goes sideways into the turf alongside the front straightaway. Can he refire it?
And it looks like we will go under yellow as Diego is not able to get that car restarted safely.
98, but the 3 car is his biggest concern. Let's see what transpires on the restart. Fast getaway for Mucciacero. He did what he had to do to hold off Gada. Now Gada is doing what he needs to do to try to get the lead.
Gada is applying the pressure to the 98 of Mucciacero. They are side by side off turn number 4. It is still Mucciacero, but now Gada by inches in turn 3.
And Fox is right there in third. Janovic is moved into 4th, and Chris Pastriak, after an early bit of problems, has roared his way into the top 5. What a battle for the lead brewing between Mucciacero and Gada.
Our leaders are still attached side by side down the backstretch. Gada by inches, Mucciacero then by inches. They'll come to the stripe this time even with just 16 laps left.
Gada, who used to do it on the outside when he was winning championships, trying to use that method against Mucciacero. It's hard to believe that even though Dennis Gada has a point lead, he has not tasted victory this year. Now he's losing a little ground. Fox is gaining some in the battle for second.
Mucciacero now pulls out in front of Gada. Here's Fox to the inside of the number 3 machine. He'll look to get the second spot away from Dennis Gada.
Gada, though, in command as he found some giddy-up on the outside groove. Janovic and Pastriak are also factors. The 51 and the 5 car, respectively. Let's see now. Gada changes his technique, looking for elbow room on the bottom against Mucciacero.
This time will the inside work for Dennis Gada, and it will as he grabs the lead down the backstretch, and following right behind him, the 47 of Fox was to drop kick Mucciacero to 3rd.
So this is a battle we kind of expected. The top 2 in points are the top 2 cars on the racetrack. Dennis Gada and Tommy Fox. Rob Janovic on the bottom. He will stomp into 3rd. Frank Mucciacero hung out to dry.
It is now Janovic in 3rd. The John Simlick number 5 of Chris Pastriak looks to make the inside move and drop kick the 98 back to 5th.
So Pastriak has completed his mission. Now Wendell Daly trying to get into the top 5. What a story this would be if old Wendell can be a top 5 car. Dennis Gada starting to open things up in his battle with the 47 and Tommy Fox.
9 laps left when Gada hits the stripe this time. Can Tommy Fox and the 47 reel him in? On his back bumper is the 51 machine of Rob Janovic, last week's winner, and in 4th, the 5 of Pastriak.
Pastriak trying to torment the back bumper of Rob Janovic on Easy Street. Dennis Gada. And now the yellow comes out as a smoking car of Diego Monahan in turn number 2. This has not been Tommy Fox. Let's go to work in the SK Modifieds.
Battle between the 1st and 2nd place man in our points battle. It is Dennis Gada with the early lead in the jump. Now here comes last week's winner, the 51 of Janovic, for the 2nd spot.
He gets a bite on the bottom, and Rob Janovic is going to scurry his way into the number 2 spot. Chris Pastriak trying to fireball his way under Fox. So the restart has not been kind to Tommy Fox. instead of challenging Gada for the lead, he has fallen all the way back to fourth.
Pastriak now has the third spot from Fox as he drifts up the track. It is Fox running fourth, and the 98 of Muchacharo fifth.
Jeff Paul stuck on the outside against the combination of Brower and Diego Monahan. Things are tightening up at the front. Gada and Janovic. In practice today, Rob Janovic Jr. had the fastest car. So we know that is not an optical illusion. Rob Janovic is fast enough to give Dennis Gada a lot to worry about.
And Gada hang on for the final 5 laps of tonight's SK Modified feature event. Janovic closes to the back bumper where he'll in turn number 3. One more time off 4. It is still Dennis Gada with the lead.
Chris Pastriak in third. Tommy Fox now is right at the ship, and he is cruising along in fourth. This is going to be a dazzling way to finish this race. A 3-lap dash for the Dinero between Gada and Janovic.
The red number 3 leads the charge into turn number 1. The 51 of Janovic will pull up even closer, inches away from the back bumper as they go down the backstretch in turn number 3. One more time for the back bumper as the 51. He looks to the inside. Gada closes the door. It's Dennis Gada leading the way off turn number 2 down the backstretch. It is Janovic running second and Pastriak third as he tries to close in on the action. Dennis Gada with just 1 lap left looking to take down his first win of the 2006 season. Rob Janovic on his bumper all the way around the speedway into turn number 3. Powering off turn number 4. Can Janovic have anything for him? It is the 3 of Dennis Gada with the win. And second was the 51 of Rob Janovic.
Finish line after nailing down his first victory of the year. The 5-time Waterford Speedbowl SK Modified champion, Dennis Gada. And he really had to work for this one. First to get by Frank Muchacharo to grab the lead, and then to hold off the Jan man, Rob Janovic, who really made things interesting tonight down the stretch. But Dennis Gada will tighten his hold on the point standings, but he is happy to get this one. How about a hand for tonight's SK Modified winner, Dennis Gada? Quite a battle first for you to get the lead as you and Muchacharo went at it for a while. You tried it on the outside. What made you move to the bottom?
Well, I could see that Frank was getting a little tight getting off the corner. He couldn't hold it down, so I decided to try a shot at the bottom of him, keep him busy, and it seemed to be the way to go.
And then at the end, Rob Janovic, the Godfather, started to move in. How were you able to hold him off?
I knew Rob was fast, and he's always good on the bottom. So I knew I had to watch out for Rob. He was fast in practice today, and luckily we had something for him. I got to thank Head Insurance, Heat Incorporated, Larry's Auto Machine for the awesome power underneath this thing. It was a little tight, but it still had the snap to get off the corner. Can't thank Gary enough. He's been working with me a lot this year, and it's because of him that this thing goes so good. But Bennett Excavating and Big A of North Branford, Glass America, Servpro, they've all pitching in and helping out, and that's what makes this possible for me.
There's another reason why this car goes good is Rob Janovic Jr., the Godfather, congratulates Dennis Gada. Another outstanding run for the driver of car number 3, Dennis Gada.